Hear this one all the time from the heat pump conspiracists. Heat pumps don't keep you warm in the winter. They definitely do. Sat here in my house now what's got a heat pump on, what has kept me warm all winter. Let's kind of break it down and see where this conspiracy might have come from. So let's compare. Here's your radiator, and let's say this one's running on a boiler and this one's running on a heat pump. Boiler, let's say it was running 70-degree floor temperature, and boilers run at a delta T of 20, so it would have a 20-degree return temperature, and that would have a mean water in this radiator, 50 degrees return temperature with a 20 delta T, and that would have a mean water of 60 degrees. So let's say with this radiator and 60-degree water in it, let's say it gives off an output of 1000 watts. On a heat pump, we have heat pumps can run at 70 degrees floor temperature as well. Not to say that we would run them at that temperature, but they have the ability to run at that temperature. So heat pump, 70-degree floor temperature, and they run at a delta T of 5, so 65-degree return temperature and a mean water of 67.5. So as you can see straight away, they can run at the same temperatures, so it can't be that where this conspiracy is coming from. And they even run at faster flow rates, so you have a smaller delta T and a higher mean water temperature, so that radiator on the heat pump will actually be outputting more than this radiator. So let's say this radiator is outputting 1300 watts. They're obviously just made up figures, but this radiator would be outputting more because it's got a smaller delta T, so it's got a higher mean water temperature. So it's definitely not nothing to do with this, is it? It's definitely nothing to do with that they can't give off the outputs what boilers do. So let's say we have a room in a house and this room needs 1000 watts again when it's at design conditions of -3 outside temperatures. So when it's -3 outside, we've got a bedroom here and it needs 1000 watts to reach a 21-degree room temperature. So both of these on the boiler and on the heat pump are capable of reaching 21 degrees in this room. So a common mistake what you'll see from people when they install heat pumps, and you'll have people saying they don't keep you warm, is what they don't take into account is that with the weather compensation we're gonna be running at lower flow temperatures. So when on the boiler we was running at the 70-degree flow temperature and the 50-degree return temperature, and we're getting 1000 watts. Now we might swap to a heat pump, and now we might be running at a 45-degree flow temperature and a 40-degree return temperature, and now we have a mean water of 42.5, and now the output might only be 600 watts. So then what we've got is a room what needs 1000 watts. It was fine when it was on the boiler, but now we've swapped over to the heat pump. It will now only give us 600 watts. So that is a common thing what you'll come across where people say, oh, they don't keep you warm. It'll just be a case that they've swapped over to the weather compensation, but then they haven't changed the radiators to suit this new design flow temperature in the outputs. So then because we're putting lower temperatures through this radiator and a lower mean water temperature, we then may need to upsize this radiator so that it has a larger surface area, so that it can then give the same 1000 watts what this room requires. So yeah, heat pumps definitely do keep you warm in the winter. It's just a case of make sure that you get the design right and get somebody in who knows what they're doing with it.